Well, hello everyone and good afternoon. I'm very honored to speak with you today, as I know how important this rally is, because I know how important our work is, because I know how important the people we serve are. As you may notice in the introduction, there was no company named when I was introduced, because I don't speak today on behalf of any agency. I work in 5 different counties across the state of Michigan, but I don't speak on behalf of any county. I don't speak on behalf of any region. Today, I speak on behalf of Annette Downey, and I hope I speak on behalf of fellow advocates, on behalf of self-advocates, on behalf of allies for justice, and behalf on everybody who wants to see positive change in this world for the people we are so honored to serve. I want to acknowledge the reason we're all here today. It's the people that we are privileged to serve. The people are why we are here today, not the system. We're not about defending a system. We're about supporting people. People served by our mental health system have a lived experience, a strength, and a resilience that most of us will never know. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, 1 in 5 U.S. adults will experience some form of mental illness each year. That's a lot of people. It doesn't take much for you to look around and see somebody, or know somebody, or love somebody who is impacted by our public mental health system and the services that we provide. This rally is hosted each year to bring awareness to disability issues and mental health concerns. I know the name of the rally is Walk a Mile in My Shoes. But speaking from my personal experience, I'm here to tell you that I don't want anyone to have to walk in the shoes that I and my family have walked in. Because it hurts. It hurts when you lose folks who have struggled for their entire life. The loss is bad, the pain is deep. My sister Marcia Probst died last year, 39 years old, after being a resilient warrior for the rights of people with all forms of disability and mental illness. Those who remember Marcia, please speak her name, remember her life. She wanted us to. She was also a resilient warrior for the rights of people in the LGBTQ community. She was a wonderful, wonderful spokesperson for the rights of all potentially devalued members of our society. My sister Marcia spoke at this rally several years ago. On these steps where I'm standing now, and I have to say I feel very connected, very proud, and very happy to continue her name and continue her message. My brother Brian, who I don't speak about as much, died in 2012, just days before his 30th birthday. He was not a vocal mental rights advocate. He suffered in silence. He suffered in secrecy. He never spoke about the challenges that faced him. I can only assume he was ashamed, and stigma kept him quiet, and he never sought treatment. I was the one that found his goodbye letters. I was only able to read parts to my family because the pain was too deep. His struggle and his challenges were untreated. I do not want anyone to have to walk a mile in my shoes, as the hurt and the guilt and the loss are too great for me to wish that on anyone. September is National Recovery Month. My sister led a life of recovery. She spoke about it, she lived it, she was passionate, she was everything that we would want to see in a recovery advocate. September is also National Suicide Prevention Month. I only wish that stigma did not cause my brother to live alone and to suffer alone. I only wish we knew then what we know now. We must remember that it is okay to speak about mental illness. The stigma has to be squashed. We cannot treat a diagnosis of schizophrenia, bipolar, depression as something we keep hush in our families. When people are diagnosed with cancer, people come forward with care, concern, compassion. They bring a casserole. We need the same when people are experiencing a mental health concern. They need our support more than ever. Everybody versus stigma, right? Everybody versus stigma. If you worry that somebody you know is depressed, if you worry they could be considering death by suicide, please know that we know it is best practice now to ask them, to speak about it, to talk about it. It could save their life. So there's a lot going on right now related to our mental health system. I don't know if you've heard. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. There are pushes for healthcare integration. There are threats of privatization. There are former allies who shared righteous causes and values who are turning on each other in competitive ways. It's very sad to see. There are changes in coding and billing and payment models. There's restructuring and streamlining, state reorganizing, and panic in our service system. Call it what you want. The question should come down to this. What is our current priority? What are we trying to achieve? Is it maintaining political lines? Is it achieving political advancement? Is it saving money? Is it gaining power? Is it establishing our agency's role in the state's new, yet to be developed org chart? I've been in several meetings recently, and I have voiced in those meetings when I see changes being proposed that I do not feel are in the best interests of the people we serve. The response I have received is it's only business. It's only business, Annette. Well, I'm here to tell you today that the very decisions being made right now about our public mental health system are more than just business to a lot of us. Am I right? Are you with me? Don't let people tell you it's just business. It's people's lives we're talking about. Maybe I'm not a good business person. Maybe I'm too soft and maybe I care too much. I've been thinking about this a lot over the last 2 weeks. And what I have decided is this. When we're talking about the lives of people with mental health needs, when we are talking about the lives of people with substance use challenges, when we are talking about the lives of people with developmental disabilities who just want a decent quality of life, you can never care too much. As a matter of fact, when we're talking about quality of lives for the people we serve, we need to care deeply. And we need people in positions of authority, power, and control who also care deeply. I'm sorry if I don't agree with the changes being proposed around us. And I'm sorry if I speak too boldly. Actually, sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Because the work we do is not just business. It is not just business. It's not just business to the 330,000 people experiencing mental health concerns in the state of Michigan, those with substance use challenges, and those with developmental disabilities. It is not just business to their family members, their supporters, their allies, their social workers, their support coordinators, their psychologists, their therapists. It is not just business to the direct support professionals who have stood by people throughout this pandemic. There are people who give and give and give every bit of themselves every day, and they get paid peanuts. We know it. Direct care workers do not get paid for the valuable work that they do. It's unfair, it's unjust. They need to earn a decent quality of life, and they need to be able to provide from their families, and we need to show them thanks for everything they did to maintain their connections and commitment to the people we served during COVID-19. Matters of injustice are not just business, and shame on those who rest their head peacefully at night on their pillow and think that it is. Shame on those willing to sell out for profits, prestige, political gains. Shame on anyone who does not put people first in every decision-making process. As we talk about the future and how we support people, I challenge everyone to be better listeners to the most important voices that matter in a redesign of a mental health system. To the lawmakers, please listen up. Any legislative officials, any lawmakers, I hope you're out there. I hope you're listening. You have a responsibility of making sure we have appropriately funded system that works for everyone. The voices and opinions of the people who receive services should be the most important voice you hear in any system redesign dialogue. Please use your power for good and listen to the people you represent, all of the people you represent. Not just the business CEOs, not just the lobbyists, and not just the corporate voice. Please remember who you represent. It's people. The people who receive services deserve to be heard and treated with a level of dignity and respect that reflects their valued role in society and their contributions to our community. Please, lawmakers, do this. Now to the provider agencies and the funding leaders. Please do what's best for the people that you serve, even when it may not be in line with your own personal agenda or your professional advancement. If you are looking to make changes, be bold, be transparent, and be brave. Stand in front of your stakeholders, stand in front of the people you serve, and share your proposed changes directly with them. And then the next step, and this is probably the most important step, how about listening to what they have to say? Now this is to people with lived experiences, peers, and their loved ones. Please don't let your voice be silenced by those you may perceive to be more powerful or have more information than you. You all matter, you all need to be heard, and justice should never be silenced. Find out what the changes are that are being proposed. Reach out to those who are proposing these changes in the structuring of our mental health system. Call them. If they don't call you back, that says something, doesn't it? Contact the people who are opposing the changes that are being suggested. Call them. Ask them why. Have them explain their position. It's only with this information that you will be able to form your own opinion. And once you form your own opinion, let it be known loudly. If as I'm talking, you don't know what structural changes I'm talking about, please march yourself right over to that white tent with the title Advocacy. There are people over there that will help you get resources and information. But never let anyone tell you how to think about matters of important issues. But everyone should be telling you to think about these matters of importance. Form an opinion and make your preferences known. You need not be an expert on anything to have an opinion on how the service system is designed and funded that you rely on. Have an opinion and make it known. If we've learned anything in the past 18 months since we've been going through the COVID pandemic, it's that we can be incredibly adaptive. We can make meaningful change happen in a very short amount of time if only we work together for a mutual cause. We have learned how essential direct care workers, direct support professionals, and all the people who provide direct services are. Probably most importantly, we have learned that in a time when people seem to disagree about most everything, we have learned that the need for high quality mental health services is something we can all agree on. I'm going to repeat that. The need for high quality mental health services is something we can all agree on. Wherever you sit, whatever your role is, the mental health system is not just business to you, now is the time to not only show up, and boy, we appreciate all of you for showing up. Now is the time to speak up. Please find out who your elected officials are and talk to them. It's important. So anyone who knows me knows I can't end a speech without some quotes. That's who I am. That's how I find inspiration. So in closing, I would like to share a couple quotes with you. To those of you out there who have found your passion and your meaningful life's work in serving others, I leave you with this. The activist is not one that says the river is dirty. The activist is one who cleans the river. Let us listen to the people that we serve. Let us actively work together on transformation, if needed, as needed, related to our delivery systems, so that they can have the services and supports that they want and that they need. For the people with lived experiences, please never be discouraged from being an activist because you fear not succeeding. You have already succeeded out there if you are representing truth, you are representing justice, compassion, fairness, love, you are representing yourself and others that you care about. Please keep using your voice. You matter and people do hear you. And lastly, this is for all of us. Every moment is an organizing opportunity. Every person is a potential activist. Every minute is a chance to change the world for the better. And I feel we have all the right people, all the right passion, all the right values right here on the lawn of the Capitol to do that. Let's change the world for better. I feel we can do it. I know you're with me.
Yeah.